What is up, boyos? It is Water Buffalo Man here, and back for more Ark Survival Ascended. Alright, so today the time has come. We are finally collecting all 10 of the Bob's Tall Tale notes for Scorched Earth. And hopefully, by that time, we'll have a Desolatitan spawning in and we can tame one of them. So, this video is going to be very choppy, I will tell you that right now. There's going to be a lot of cuts, a lot of edits for the first, 10-15 minutes or so, because I'm going to be having to cross from spot to spot across the map. They're really far all around. Some of them are in some random spots, but the first one is right there. You can actually pretty much see it right. Let me jump down here and grab it for you. But right here is number 1. I was watching out for that Alpha Aloe, because there's been an Alpha Aloe following me around. Right here is number 1.
Right about when I'd almost given up hope, I spotted little Miss Professor again. Somehow she'd wound up in that dust patch with me, which probably meant that the doc was around someplace too.
Bet she was glad to see you.
Of course, yeah. But now I had someone else to look after, which can be, exhausting. But before I could come up with a plan to save us, this crazy desert witch showed up with a dragon.
I'm grabbing them a little out of order. I'm just grabbing them in however I remember them and how this video is showing me, but there's a total of all of these tails here. You'll get the epilogue tail for beating the, what's the word I'm looking for beating the Manticore at the end. So you have to collect all of these. So apparently we got tail number 7 at some point. I don't remember, I think I might have accidentally grabbed that one. But right here is tail number 5. It is coordinates, I can't see specifically, so it is coordinates, how do I bring up my map? Right there, 19.4.23.9. It is right here, roughly, in this top left side of the map near the crag cave. I almost said crab cave. Crag cave. But give me a minute, and I'll bring you guys back again when we get to the next location for the next one of these. So, like I said, guys, I apologize. There's going to be tons of cutting, but I'll see you guys in a second at the next one. Alright guys, here is the next one. It is right here. Coordinates are 39.8, 30.6. It is right here in front of us. Let's grab this real quick.
That dragon witch sure seemed glad I came along when I did. Turned out her town needed a new sheriff, on account of the giant bugs that kept attacking the place.
What's a sheriff?
Someone who'd protect regular townsfolk, whether it was from rustlers, bandits, or, in this case, bug monsters. I didn't have much of a choice, so I let the witch pin a star on me and set me up with a trusty 6-shooter.
Bob's Tall Tales are hilarious. So that was tail number 6. And alright, so again, like I said, tons of cutting. I will see you guys back here momentarily. Alright guys, the next one should be pulling up here. It's at 54.3, 34.3, so it should be roughly here somewhere. Let's see. Yep, right here.
After seeing them ruins up close for myself, we decided it probably was time for us to mosey along. We were saying our goodbyes when that thing dropped in. The witch called it a Manticore. Or maybe a Manticlops. Anyway, whatever you want to call it. It caused a real ruckus. I like to think we made it sorry for messing with us. But I must have been knocked upside the head during our tussle, because I don't remember the next part so good. Somehow, I was tumbling through the sky again, heading elsewhere in a hurry.
Like I said, apologize. They're just a little out of order. It's just the ones that I found in this. I'm using a list and off of the spots that I remember, roughly. They were in like a little line, kind of, so that's what we're trying to do here, just to get all these. But that was Tall Tale number 10, so that would be the final one of the series, of the streak of 10 of them. If you can do them in order, I'll post the list if I can find a list to probably set them all up in a proper order. But these are just some more of the Tall Tales, so I will see you guys back here again when we find the other one. Alright guys, so this one is a little more dangerous. It's down actually in the Wyvern Trench, so make sure you are ready to go when you go into here, because once you go down in, you are going into the Wyvern Trench entirely. So it is right down through here, if I do recall. There should be a little cubby hole. Yep, right there. You have to sneak your way in, because Wyverns will track you, so I don't think they can come in here. Nope, but there's a Mantis. Is that an Alpha Mantis? No, it's not. It's normal Mantis. I believe you could fly all the way through here for the most part. There are baddies in here, as you can see, so watch out for like alpha anything, and more or less for the mega Nanohs, because those can and will spawn in here. Because right there is the Bob's Tall Tale note. I do not want to grab that just yet without knowing that the space is clear, because I'd rather not be attacked by anything. Let me see if I can lead this guy down into the water or something. Because if I can fight this guy off really quickly, I want to grab that note so we can actually listen to it and not worry about getting tranquilized. I don't know how many are in here. I believe there's 2 in the... I just got spit on by an Arthropleura. Alright, okay, yeah, so what we're gonna have to do is this. Can I land up here safely? I don't think I can land anywhere truly safely. There's bats over there. I don't know actually what's in this cave. I've never been through this cave other than to grab this explorer note. There's a lot of baddies in here. Wow, okay. I'm trying to land without aggroing everything around me. But I guess we're gonna have to box it with our top A. That's fair. But yeah, the explorer note's right there, so that's actually not a bad thing to find. The only thing we gotta worry about is the Arthropleras. I do have a bunch of shotgun rounds, if you guys noticed. I have been prepping shotguns. I'm getting ready to take on the Manticore. We're at that point where we're right at the end. We're about to fight that Manticore, so that's kind of pretty perfect that we're right here. Just grabbing, like I said, I wanted to grab all the Bob Tall Tales before we left, just so we got all the extra levels going into the Manticore fight. And because once we leave this area, Scorched Earth, we are not coming back until after we've completed Aberration and possibly Extinction. Have not made that distinction yet, should I say. Can I grab that without landing? I cannot. So let me just land on this really quick. Get the Bob Tall Tale.
Now, before you judge me on this next part, you've got to understand it was a life or death situation. Because when I thought I saw a big whiskey jug sloshing around on 6 legs, I sort of lost what was left of my pride. And well, there's no good way to say this. Took a drink from it.
Ew, gross.
Made that jug bug jump a mile. Not that I blame it. Who'd have guessed something that big could even fly anyway? At least I knew where to find water now.
Alright. So, he's explaining that we can drink water from jug bugs, but we kind of do that. That was Bob's Tall Tale number 2. Let's find our way out of here, and I will bring you guys back again when we get to the absolute next one. But I'm going to focus really quickly to try to get out of this cave without getting destroyed by a wyvern or anything on the way out, because that is not something I want, or mantises. So I will see you guys back here momentarily. Alright guys, we're back, and I found the other one. It is right down here at coordinates.
Without warning, a sandstorm kicked up. I'm talking howling wind. Lightning had me going in circles, trying like heck to find a place to hide. Thought I was done for when Humpty dropped dead on me. Until I spotted a cave that looked like the promised land.
Poor Humpty.
I tripped over a bunch of eggs lying around inside and thought I'd hit the jackpot. And that's when Mama, an honest-to-gosh dragon, turned up.
Oh no.
She was none too happy about me scrambling up her babies.
Bet you barely got out of that one without becoming her breakfast. No scrambled Bob on the menu that day.
Don't know if I showed that off, but that was Tall Tale number 4. Coordinates for this one are 83, 14, 4, right here next to the Coliseum. So there's that one, and I will bring you guys back again. We only got a handful more, guys. Bring you guys back when we get to the other one. Let's pump this level and the stamina really quick. So see you guys in a minute again. Alright guys, we're back. Here's another one. Is right here by the Red Ob. It is actually at 74.2 roughly, 36.6. It is right here inside this little cubby hole. This Morellatops wants to fight me over it, apparently. Apparently, it does not want to let me get it. But it is right inside here. Drop right down in this.
After I had my fill of drinking from bug behinds, I decided to try for one of the camel lizards I saw waddling around that sand pit. It was probably an easier way to break the dumb beast than smacking him upside the head and force feeding him. But that's what worked for me back on the island. Anyways, I guess I finally hit one in its noggin enough time for it to think we were pals.
Aww.
Reckon I'll spare you knowing how I figured out a way of drinking from those smelly humps.
Ugh, nasty.
Okay. So we're down to the last few. One of these, like I said, is an epilogue one showing us when we're leaving. That was Bob's Tall Tales number 3, right here by the Red Ob. I'll see you guys back in another second when we get to the next one. Actually, the cool thing about this one is this one's right here, to be honest. It's actually in a little bit of a cubbyhole area we have to go into. I gotta find the entrance. Right here. This one's a bit of a pain in the ass, I'm not gonna lie. What is that? That's an Alpha Baryonyx? That's a thing? Alright, so we're gonna have to fight that. Because we're gonna have to put this guy away. But we're gonna need to go in the water. Because if not, that thing's gonna kill us once we hit the ocean. So let's attack this really quick. Let's get rid of this. We do have to watch out for Caprasuchuses as well. But let's try to take out this Alpha Baryonyx really fast. Because we actually have to go inside that. There's a little cavern underneath that takes you through. And it'll bring you right to the next area where the actual next Bob's Tall Tale node is. It's deep under the water. So if you have a sea creature of any type of sort, you kind of want to bring them here. I only have a Beelzebufo I tamed way earlier that I told you guys about that I used for paste, but it is what it is. That's what we're going to use. And hopefully I'll be able to take this Alpha Berry out, because I didn't know Alpha Berries were a thing. I really did not. I mean, I had a feeling they were a thing. I just have yet to see one up to any point during this series, and this is the actual first Baryonyx we've seen that's an Alpha. So that's really interesting, and I just went into the water, which is not what you want to do against a Baryonyx. That's the last thing you want to do against a Baryonyx. Is that a Caprasuchus right there? Yes, it is. You kind of want to avoid one of them, too, if you can. I got... Really, dude? Let's see, I think my dude's on passive, so he wasn't going to fight back. RG now, too? Alright, he's not going to bother me too much. Alright, so, now, back to what I was saying. It is down inside that little cubbyhole there. But... we're getting hit by a sandstorm. Perfect timing. Alright, so we'll get you to 14. Get you to 14. Anything good on you that I definitely need to take off of you? No, not really. I hear a Yudi. Are you serious? Is a Yudi down here too? That's level 20. I'm not worried about level 20 Yudi. That's what we're going to do is this. I brought out my Beelzebufo as well. We're going to bring you out. We're going to equip our scuba tank. We're going to equip our scuba tank. There we go. And he is heavy. How are you heavy? Why are you heavy? What is making you heavy? My ammo. Okay. No, there we go. Let's say there's a bunch of levels. Let's say we should have a ton of levels coming from this guy. So let's just pump them all into weight, just because this guy's a weak. He can't do much. Alright, so let's get into the water. Here we go. But here is the underground pathway I was talking about, underwater pathway I was talking about. You gotta come through here. I brought a scuba tank, like I said, just because I hear Deinosuchuses and Sarcos. That is not a good sign. And we gotta come back up. There should be a spot. Yep, right here. We are inside a cavern now. I can't see shit, though. There we go. Now we are inside. Alright, yep. See, it is inside this cavernous area here. I think you could actually build in here if you wanted to. I do not recall if you can or can't, but I do believe you can. So, what we're going to do is we're going to put this guy away again, because he is no use to us right now. Can we fly atop a Hara in here? I think I have cave flying on, to be honest. Nope, no I don't. No I don't, no I don't. Okay, so we got really lucky in where we landed. So it is grappling hook time. So the Bob's Tall Tale note for this one is like up in a corner, if I do remember right. So give me 1 second. I'll take you guys right to where that is. I just gotta remember where that is myself. I used a tech suit last time is how I figured this out. So really cool thing. It's actually right up here. It's right below me. I'm trying not to hit it just yet so I can show you guys how to get up here. If you have a grappling hook, we come out from over there just shoot up over top of that with a grappling hook. Watch out, there are spiders over there. And then just shoot straight over here, and here's the Explorer note for the Bob's Tall Tales.
Where was I? Oh, yeah. Suddenly, I found myself smack in the middle of this scorching hot desert. No time to worry over how I ended up there or why. All I knew was I had to run for cover.
Wasn't it too hot to be running around?
Am I telling the story, or are you?
Sorry. Keep going.
Anyway, yeah, it was too hot to run around like that, and I burnt myself out quick. I knew I was a goner, unless I could scrounge up something to drink, and pronto.
That one is at coordinates specifically. That's Bob's Tall Tale number 1. Coordinates 74,237,9. It is right here. Like I said, it is right on the other side of this waterfall. Let me shoot myself over here. Like as you can see right there's an RNAO. There is the entrance we came in from, right there. So it's literally right up there. It is not hard to get to. But I do see a yellow drop, so we are going to try to go check that really quickly. See what we could find. Maybe a shotgun? Nope, we got pants. Not going to complain about a nice cheeky pair of pants. I think there are some drops all throughout here. So if you do want to take the time to look around, you're more than welcome to. But I will see you guys back at the next Bob's Tall Tale location, which I think might actually be one of our last ones. Yeah, we're only 2 away, so I'll see you guys back here at that location in a second. So see you guys then. Alright guys, the next one should be right around here somewhere. 56-1, 46-1 is what I'm seeing. Ah, right here. Can I grab it? Oh, we actually already grabbed this one at one point. So this is the one we must have accidentally grabbed. This is at 56-1, 46-1. Just thought I'd let you guys know where this one is. Why do I hear a Mega Reneo? Is there a Mega Reneo on the surface? No, I don't know, but I heard a Mega Reneo. But right there is where that one is, 56-1, 46-1. We must have grabbed that at some point in time when we were out and about running. I do believe that, though, with our base being right here, that's what waypoint 0 is. I do believe we actually did grab that. So there's Bob's Tall Tale number 7. So give me a second. I'll bring you guys back to the second to last one. So give me a second. Wow. Hilarious story here, guys. The other Bob's Tall Tale note is right below the base. The base is right there where it says Oasisor. This other one is right here. So that's insane. It's at 69.4-ish, 66.5. Somewhere right down in here. Right there, right in the front.
The big bug bandit reached for his pistol, but I had the quicker draw. A couple of his compadres tried to take revenge. Wasn't much of a fair fight. None of them so much as got a beat on me before I dropped all 4 of them in the dust with their pal. The rest of them scampered off. So I yelled to the ladies that it was safe to come out. And that's when old Doc Rockwell showed up again.
That is Bob's Tall Tale number 8. So now all we're missing is Bob's Tall Tale number 9, which is actually right out here towards the desert area. It's actually also really close to the base as well. So give me a second. I apologize about the iPad going off in the background. It's the wife's. But I will see you guys there momentarily because it is actually not that far from our base. Alright guys, we're back. It is right here is where the final Bob's Tall Tale note is. Come right in this little room, and it's tucked away in here.
After I stopped the bugs from ransacking that whistle stop, I guess I thought maybe I'd found a place worth building up into something. That's when the witch piped up to tell us why it wasn't worth getting attached to no place there.
Oh no, why?
Said she and her friends had a regular boom town going across the desert that got blown to heck by something in the sky. She offered to fly us to see the ruins for ourselves. Not sure why I let the professor and the doc talk me into that.
Alright, there you guys have it. Those are all 10 of the Bob's Tall Tale notes, and as you saw, if you look in the top left, it showed us we had all the tail notes. Now we do. I can't really move my cursor off my Ascension implant, but all Bob's Tall Tales Explorer notes from Scorched Earth have been found, +5 to max level. So now we have additional 20 max levels from beating the Alpha Overseer and the Scorched Earth Tall Tales, plus we get 4 additional levels from the Chibis. So that's kind of cool. We just got to level up a Chibi again one more time. So now we can actually hit level 129, if I remember right. So 105 is max to begin with. Then there's the 5 from the Explorer Notes, Scorched Earth, Bob's Tall Tales. It puts us at 110. The 15 from the Overseer puts us at 125. And then we got the 4 from the Chibi that puts us at 129. So we are actually closing in very soon on being able to make the items that are locked at 135. Let me check and see if there's a Desolatitan on the map. There is not. Of course there isn't. But yeah, we're closing in on being able to make these. Because there is a set of items that you cannot get until you're level 135. But there's a huge gap. Because like this is max level. And then this is base max level. Anybody can reach level 105 on any map. This is the level we're trying to get to. You can't make these until you're at level 135. Which is kind of hard. Because even if you were to, say, gather all of the Explorer Notes on one said map and beat all of the bosses on, let's say, the island, that still would only give you 25 levels, which would only put you to 130. You still wouldn't have enough, and then your Chibi would have to be 5 additional levels. So that would just barely get you there. That's actually all Explorer Notes, I believe, on every map. I don't believe that's just on the island. I think that's on every single map, actually. So it's almost impossible to get to 135 unless if you've beaten multiple maps and have crossed over in between. So like right now, once we beat the Manticore, we're definitely going to be able to hit that because we'll be having those additional 30 max levels anyway from both bosses, the Manticore and the Overseer, plus the 5 from Scorch to give us an additional 35, which will put us at a max level 140, plus the 4 from the Chibi will put us at a max level 144. So once we get that, we'll be able to make those really high tech powered items. So like it's a tech lab, tech oven, or tech forge. I can't remember exactly what they're called. I wish I could see them right this second, like the names. But it is the Tech Forge is one of them, the Tech Lab, the Tech Fridge. Like they're pretty much super powered, normal like chem benches, forges, like kind of like a fabricator, I believe. I believe there's a high powered fridge one there too as well. But once we get to those, we'll be making them. But that is probably going to be it, because I have yet to see a Desolatitan. If I happen to find one, I'll just fight it, tame it, and clip it into this video so you guys can see it. Because this one's going to have a ton of editing, and we do have 2,900 seconds of double XP, which kind of sucks. But we're going to have to waste it, because there's nothing else I can really do with it at this point. But I just needed to make sure I got the Explorer Notes before we left, because we're pretty much at that point where we're ready to take on the Manticore. We'll actually probably be taking that on some point today. So, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys back here then.